Here it is, JB Weld Radiator Weld. It did not work for my truck, but it definitely could work. It was probably one of the better 3 options that I went through. I do recommend trying it if you have a small leak. If you have what I have, which was a catastrophic geyser explosion, I don't think it can work. I don't think it worked. Check out the rest of this video if you're curious to how I did it. I also plan to do a second video with this, and what I'm going to do is, it's on the back where it says open up with a 1/8 gap. You see right there? What I'm going to do is I'm going to, if you watch the video, you'll see I just did a groove. Kind of like this table has. I just kind of did a groove here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have a space in between the plastic. And I think that's going to help get the JB Weld in there, and that might actually make this work for my truck. So I'm going to try it again. I'll upload again probably in a little bit. All right, here we have a 2003 F350 Irrelevant. This is the radiator, okay? It originally had this tab here. I cut the tab off. I ran it flat. This is my 3rd time attempt to fix this leak. It is like a geyser. It's not a small leak. You can't really see it, but the crack was originally along this seam when I applied pressure when I replaced that alternator. It's a little dusty in here. Sorry for this. Just trying to get through this introduction real quick. So the first step you want to do, using this JB Weld Radiator Weld, it says on the instructions, because I do read those, you're supposed to. If the crack is tiny, do a 1 1/8 inch gap, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Dremel fixed with this bit right here, and I'm just going to go straight down, and cut it in. As you can see, it's quite a massive crack here. Luckily for me, it's right on top, and it should be theoretically easy. This will be my 3rd attempt to fix. I don't know if I said that before. In this kit, a brush, fiberglass, sandpaper, and the 2-part epoxy. So what it says is you're going to smash these 2 together, mix them really well, paint the surface with this brush, and then lay this on, and then paint the rest of the remainder in this package in over this. So this is not so much a tutorial, but it's more of a question of, does it work? This has a blown head gasket, so the PSIs in this radiator is ridiculous. Okay, it's not like it's standard 16 PSI that it should be. It's a little higher. So will this hold? I don't know. We're about to apply this patch. I'm just going to put some of this acetone up on there. Kind of make sure it's really nice and clean. So I have my truck right now idling to get to engine temp, and it's been about 15 minutes. It's gonna be kind of loud, so I'll try to talk from here. But it seems as though it's held up pretty good. We're gonna get a closer look. We're pretty much at operational temperature in this engine here, which is usually operates around 190 degrees Fahrenheit, which equals 7 trillion degrees Celsius. Now it still feels a little bit tacky, but it seems to be holding up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this for a test drive, but I'll try to get it up to like 4,000 RPMs roughly, which if you know diesels, that's pretty much red line. I'm going to see what it is. I'm going to whip around, and then I'm going to come back and see what the results are. I'm hoping not catastrophic. I only did a simple run this time. I didn't go over 2,000. We're going to take a look at it, and then when on the way back home, I'm really going to step it up. Okay, so it held pretty decent with the 2,000 RPMs. We're going to beat on this. We're going to beat this thing up here real quick. Look at that. Oh, dude, check out gauges, man. Okay, if that didn't blow it, I don't know what will. All right, that's it. Let's see if this thing held. Take a look. It's far below. Guess why? Because it didn't hold. It did not hold. There's some bubblage here. It's hot. It's like lava. That must be air pockets in there. But it did hold on the lower PSIs. But you see right here, it's kind of separated. It's still spongy. See? Peeled right off. And why did it do that? So it held on the low PSIs, but once I really pressurized the system, it kind of gave. Maybe for smaller trucks, smaller cars, it may work. It's like a tar, you know, it's like a tar. It just doesn't seem to heat up. Like when it heats up, it becomes like more of a rubber, which makes sense because you want it to contract and expand. I'd have to make something real crazy to make this work. And also, it looks like the crack is all the way over here as well. So this is not a tiny little crack. This is a major crack here in this radiator. Well, it looks like I'm going to be buying a new car and not spending $300 on a radiator because I hate this truck. I like to be poor. It's fun. Hopefully this is helpful. I definitely learned something today. I do very random stuff on this channel. This is just a channel to get stuff I'm curious about out there. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. See ya.